Edinburgh put lots of opportunities in front of me, and all I had to do was take them.
There is just so much to do in this city. Always something new to discover.
I love exploring Edinburgh. I found the people here very friendly and so much fun.
The city is known for being a global innovator in so many fields. That's what made it very attractive.
Edinburgh University is highly ranked worldwide. It's got such a strong academic reputation, which is why I was so eager to come here.
Edinburgh was always where I wanted to go to university during high school years.
It's a city with so many opportunities. It's a city you can be yourself in, and it's a city that challenges you.
Volleyball was a huge part of my life before starting university. It's been great playing it here as team captain.
The city has given me global opportunities to build my career, and I'll always be grateful for that.
The environment here has changed me. I've discovered my own independence.
I've made a lot of friends in Edinburgh. Scottish people are so welcoming. They've made me feel part of the city.
Everything I wanted to do, Edinburgh made happen. That's what university should be about. You need to be in a city that can inspire you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it.
There are a lot of world-class universities, but how many of them are in world-class cities?
Go Edinburgh.
Go Edinburgh.
Go Edinburgh. Go Edinburgh. Go Edinburgh. Come on, Edinburgh! A very good, well, nearly afternoon to you here at the Royal Commonwealth Pool. We're here for the second session of the Edinburgh International Swim Meet for 2020. I'm Duncan McKinnell and I'll be taking you through the action this afternoon. So we had the faster heats this morning. We've got the remaining heats coming this afternoon. Plenty of opportunities to get into finals tonight. Here's what's coming up. We don't actually have a 1500 freestyle this afternoon. They were all swam this morning, but we go straight into the female women's 100 backstroke. followed by the men, and then 200 fly for the women, 200 free for the men. The sprints this afternoon are 50 free for the women, 50 butterfly for the men. Then we've got 400 freestyle, 200 breaststroke, 100 breaststroke for the women, and we finish off this afternoon session with 200 individual medley for the men. So busy afternoon in front of us, plenty of heats this afternoon, and the opportunity to, as I said, get into finals. For the 50s, it's skins tonight, so just the one final for the senior swimmers, but there's also a junior final, and there's certainly opportunities to qualify for the junior final in the 50s, and plenty of spaces available in the finals in the other events. 400 freestyle also just has an A final for the seniors and a junior final. All the other events have an A and a B final, as well as a junior final. So we're just about ready to go. There's the lineup for our first heat. We've got 5 swimmers involved, as you can see. And they are Beth Johnson, the para swimmer from City of Glasgow, goes in lane 2. Emma DeVette of West Lothian in 3. Kerry Gillespie of Aberdeen Performance in 4. Zara Cowan of First in 5. Lucy Stowes of Dundee City Aquatics in 6. All the entry times around about 1:11. So it should be a close one here, just 4/10 or so, apart from Beth Johnson, the para swimmer. The S10 swimmer who goes in lane 2, she swims 1:15 entry time. Leading them up towards the turn is Kerry Gillespie in lane 4, Aberdeen Performance. She does have the fastest entry time, 1:11.10, and she goes through halfway in 33.87. So good start from her. And has about a body length advantage now as we come down 3/4 of the way through the race. It looks like nobody's going to get particularly close for her. There's 3 vying for second. Emma in 3, Zara in 5, Lucy in 6. Pretty close between those two. Maybe Emma DeVette just has the edge, but it's Kerry Gillespie who's going to get us off to our first win, and a nice improvement of about 1.25 for her on her entry time. So she gets us all to a good start there. Emma DeVette in 2nd place and Lucy Stowes in 3rd. There is the result on your screen for you. 1:11.55 for Emma, 1:13.21 for Lucy. The J, by the way, signifies that they are junior swimmers. Juniors classified for the women as 17 and under, and for the men 18 and under for this meet. So a slightly different definition from what we see in Scottish national events. So that's our first heat underway and finished. On to heat number 2. You can see the line up there. Looking across the pool, we have all 8 swimmers involved. There's the line up. Abby Kane is another para swimmer. She goes in lane 1 for North Ayrshire. In lane 2 is Ellie Hamilton of First. Lauren Chalmers of Ren 96 in 3. Rowan McGill and Holly Lumsden, both from Hearts, in the centre lanes. Melissa Mainwaring of West Lothian in 6. Natalie Marshall of Swimit in 7. Sophie Bain, Aberdeen Performance, up at the top of the screen in lane 8. In this one, we're talking about 1:09 to 1:11 entry times. Fastest round McGill, 17 this year. And looks like she is just leading them out now in lane 4. Not too much in it. Good start in lane 1 from the para swimmer Abby Kane. Of course, was at the Paralympics in Rio in 2016, so she'll be hoping to get herself to Tokyo later. Touch with Rowan McGill though, 33.13 as the split. So she's off to a good strong start. Finest in both Scottish schools and the Scottish summer meet in those last few months, and certainly looking good to take this one. Entry time for round 1:09.10. Let's see if she can get close to that. we've maybe got a problem. Oh no, we don't. 108.43 is the time coming up on the board there for Rowan. So another nice improvement, about 7/10. Thought for a moment we had a problem with the electronics, but that was a false alarm. Lauren Chalmers second, Natalie Marshall in third. Now there's a merry little tune playing here in the venue, which means that we're going for a hot heat here. There will be a prize for the winner of this heat, courtesy of our sponsors Tier. Looking down the lineup, again we've got all 8 swimmers involved. And they are Chloe Ward from the Borough of Stockton in 1, Alice Knight of First in 2, Kiana Bellotti of Warrender in 3, Martha Rees of Dundee City Aquatics in 4, Ella Stevenson of Bells Hill in 5, Skye Mulholland of East Kilbride in 6, Amira Sheen of Geary in 7, and Ashley Merson of West Lothian in lane 8. Times here 107s and 108s. Lined up, ready to go. There you go. Martha Rees, 107.50, has the fastest entry time here. The swimmer from Dundee. Beside her in lane 3, Kiana Bellotti, local swimmer from Warrender. And these two both wearing red caps. Looks like Kiana has the edge in lane 3. So after 2 wins from lane 4, perhaps we're going to get somebody else this time. As we come through the turn, it is Kiana Bellotti who is first through it. Kiana actually slightly faster than her entry time in this pool at East District Age Groups a couple of weeks ago. And she has still got the advantage, going pretty nicely down the bottom of your screen. Chloe Ward in lane 1, the Stockton swimmer, and now starting to push on in lane 5. It's Ella Stevenson of Bells Hill. And certainly Ella is making ground now on Kiana, but I think Kiana's still got the edge. As they come in, you can see she's maybe half a metre up, and she takes the win. Check on the time, 107.19. So again, we're seeing an improvement on entry times. 107.89, but to 107.59 here at East District, and now 107.19 at the Edinburgh International. Ella Stevenson taking second and Chloe Ward taking third. Just to keep you in the picture, as I said, there are junior places in play here for the final. To get into the B final, you have to get into a 65 territory, so we'll keep an eye on that. 67 that time, so not too far away. Heat 4 is next up. Again, all 8 lanes are occupied. In fact, I tell a lie because there is no swimmer in lane 4. So 7 swimmers here. Just being held a little bit, but off and away now. Kate Butler of Ellesmere College in 1, Emma Hodgson from the Isle of Man in 2, Delphine Little of City of Oxford in 3, Erica Chopek of Hearts in 5, Jacqueline McMillan of Carnegie in 6, 7 is Sarah Coffey from First, and Eve Corrigan goes for Warrender in lane 8. 106s and 107s the entry times here, so 107.19 the fastest so far. See if these swimmers can go faster than that. Maybe first to the touch will be Jacqueline McMillan, although it's not. In fact, it's Kate Butler in lane 1, 31.99 for her. Entered 107.28. And she's still got that narrow lead now coming down the second length. It is Jacqueline McMillan who is her nearest challenger in lane 6. It's pretty tight between these two now as they come down towards the finish. Let's see as they come in who's going to get the touch. Really close there. Yes, it goes to Kate. She just sneaked it. 105.85. Just 700ths in it between her and Jacqueline McMillan, with Delphine Little taking third, 107.12. So another nice PB, and that certainly is a reserve place, depending on what happens in the next couple of heats. So getting close now to the 105s needed to swim again tonight. 2 more heats to go this afternoon. Is it this afternoon now? Let's check on the clock. 12:24, yes, of course it is. So definitely do have 8 swimmers here in heat number 5. And running down the field we have Ayana Lawson of Newcastle in 1, Neve Ritchie of Loughborough in 2, Emily Ford from the City of Oxford in 3, Aphrodite Todi of Kalamaki of Greece in lane 4, Rowan Saunders of Hearts in 5, Caitlin Duffy of Edinburgh University in 6, Lara Mills, City of Oxford in 7, and Sarah Hill of Aberdeen Dolphins in 8. So this is very tight here. Lane 4 maybe just has the advantage of Aphrodite Todi, as said, from Greece. Certainly a much more experienced swimmer than the others, 23-year-old, 32.27. She leads them through. Not quite as fast as the previous heat. That was 31.99, and they're all in a line now. Lane 3, 4, 5, and 6. All everything to play for. Caitlin Duffy in lane 6 certainly is up there, the Edinburgh University swimmer. Now moving through Aphrodite just to reassert her lead that she had at halfway. And I think she is doing enough to take it in the end by about a metre. 106 dead. So again, just outside the times required for a second swim. Just by about a quarter of a second. Caitlin Duffy taking second, Ayana Lawson third. 1 more heat to go. Swimmers all lined up as we clear the pool for these backstroke events. There is the lineup. Erin Donnelly of the Borough of Stockton in 1. Alicia Lumsden from Edinburgh University in 2. Ellie Fess of Loughborough University in 3. Amy Shields of Mulgine Bearsden in 4. Mari Swanson of Aberdeen Performance in 5. Also from Aberdeen Performance, Holly Shand in 6. Then 2 from the City of Glasgow, Drew Mackenzie and Elise McQueenie. They go in lanes 7 and 8. So 105 dead. Amy Shields has the fastest entry time here. So if she can do that, she would get a second swim tonight. 105.78 at the moment is the 16th place time. Can she do it? Can any of the others do it? Off they go. Decent starts, around 10 metres or so underwater. As Amy just maybe with the edge, although lane 1, Erin Donnelly from Stockton had a very nice start, and also in lane 3 is Ellie Fess. So they're the front runners, it looks like. Alicia Lumsden not far away either. And most of the action nearest to the camera as we turn 32.07. So that is very similar to the time from a couple of heats ago, when we had that cracking contest between Kate Butler and Jacqueline McMillan. Remember, trying to get another swim, 105.78. Looking pretty strong now in lane 7 is the City of Glasgow youth squad member, Drew Mackenzie. She certainly had the better of the second half, and I think is going to bring this one in. It's fairly close as she comes in. Let's check on the time. Oh, just again outside the 105s, 106.01. So that certainly, I think, will get her with a good lane in the junior final tonight. We'll get confirmation of that in due course. Of course, you could pick up on all the results on Meet Mobile and on Swim Scotland. So keep track on that and get that through the Edinburgh International website or www.swimscotland.org.uk if you want to go straight there. And you'll also then be able to work out, if you look at the ones from this morning and the ones from this afternoon, who gets the swims. So we are done with the girls' 100 backstroke, but we stick with 100 backstroke and move on to the men. In this one, we've got 4 heats. Just the 3 swimmers go in the first of them. And you can see them waiting patiently as the whistle now goes. That's the lineup. Quite a local affair. Ewan Duns of West Lothian, Jack Brown of Hearts, and Ewan Beattie of Warrender. Of course, both Hearts and Warrender based in Edinburgh. Will do lots of their training in this pool. Entry times 104s. The 3 of them. So again, it should be a close contest. Very quickly into a stroke, Ewan Beattie in lane 5, but one of the strongest start with Ewan Duns in lane 3. Beside him, Jack Brown, who's been on pretty good form in local events so far this season. And he is now pushing hard on Ewan Duns, a year younger than him. 2 15-year-olds this year, one 16-year-old. 31.63 into the second half, and well, we thought it might be close. It's certainly proving that way. Ewan Dunn still just has the edge, but we're not talking much at all here. Any of the 3 could take this one. 15 metres to go. Still perhaps the blue-capped Ewan Duns with the edge. I think he is going to hold on to that. So can he improve on his 104.85? Yes, he can. 104.51 to take the win. So getting himself a good start. 3/10 improvement. Ewan Beattie second, Jack Brown half a second behind him. So 3 more heats to come on this one. In this one, you have to get down to 58 sort of territory to think about a second swim if you're a senior. Again, the door is open for the juniors. Full line-up for our juniors in this one. And the line-up, Yasinone of West Lothian in 1, Colin Young of Aberdeen Performance in 2. Logan Eason, University of Stirling in 3, Carl Barrett from Aberdeen Performance in 4, Finlay Saunders, University of Stirling in 5, Tom Ward of Borough of Stockton in 6, Joshua Aspinall of Warrender in 7, and Sean Craigmile from Heart of Midlothian in lane 8. 101s to 103, the entry times here. Good start in lane 6, Tom Ward. Stockton have been swimming well so far this afternoon. Seen a number of decent swimmers from there, guys. He turns 29.58, so that's a couple of seconds faster than we saw in the first heat. So looking good here. 61.70 is entry time. Looking smooth in lane 4, Carl Barrett. Aberdeen Performance. He'll be trying to just catch Tom in his last 15 metres. It looks like it's between these 2, with Logan Eason in 3rd place from the University of Stirling. It's going to be tight now because Carl Barrett's had a good second half. Is he going to edge it? Yes, he does. 101.58 his time. Just touching out the Tom Ward by a 10th. And 3rd place Logan Eason in 103 dead. So a very nice second half there from Carl, just outside his entry time 101.24, so I think he'll be pretty happy with that unrested time. As we move on now to heat number 3. Again, looking down the pool, looks like everybody is there. So the line-up, Stuart Crawford of Glasgow University, Aidan Brown, Borough of Stockton, Matthew Cairns of Newcastle, his teammate Adam Wilson in 4, Fraser Wilson of Warrender in 5, Jake Kirkham of First in 6, Kerr Lumsden of St Thomas in 7, and Louis Lawler of City of Glasgow in lane 8. Louis, of course, the S14 para swimmer. Silver medalist last weekend, 1:00:54 in Glasgow, bronze at the IPC World Championships last year. We'll see what he can do. As he's in the outside lane here, all these swimmers 60 point and 61 point. And certainly Louis is off to a pretty decent start up there at the far side of the screen. You see he's in the mix at the turn, along with the swimmers in the centre lanes. Lane 3, Matthew Cairns, just getting the touch, 29.08, half a second faster than the previous heat. Beside him in lane 4, Adam Wilson. So it's a northeast battle at the moment between the two Newcastle boys, with Louis Lawler in 3rd place, but it looks like it's Matthew Cairns who is the favourite here. Did a 59.1 at the Northumberland and Durham Championships recently, so improves on that, 58.95. So excellent swim from the man from Newcastle there. The only one to get under the minute, with Adam Wilson 2nd and Louis Lawler in 3rd. Great swim there, always a nice one to duck under the minutes. It was only done last week. So once again we heard that merry tune play, which means it's another spot prize at stake on this final heat. As well, of course, as the chance to try and get into the finals. We've got Thomas Coates of West Lothian, Cameron Travis of Aberdeen Performance, Tony Joe Trett Oliver, University of Stirling, Jack Munsey of Perth City, Grant Henderson, City of Glasgow, Ryan Zhao of Newcastle, Joseph Martin of Newcastle, and William Ellis from the Borough of Stockton. Five of these swimmers juniors as well. You think they would have every chance of getting another swim. Certainly if they can get under the minute, I think they'd be pretty much assured of it. The seniors, so you have to get into the low 58s. Pretty tight at the turn, lanes 3 and 4, right up there, 28.83 is the touch. And in fact, it's lane 8 with the touch there. 28.83 is about quarter of a second faster than the previous heat. And well, this is really, really tight if they come down the second length here. But still lane 8, William Ellis from the Borough of Stockton is the one who's got the edge, although they're coming at him in these last few meters. And lane 1 in particular, Thomas Coates. Whoa, what a finish from him. And looks like he got it. Yes, he did. 59.82, so that will certainly get him into the junior final. 59.98 for Tony Joe Trett Oliver, Grant Henderson in 3rd. Really, really close as they all came in there. But Thomas Coates, who just bided his time in the first half, then came through strongly after that. So we now go to women's 200 butterfly, just the 2 heats here. It's 4 lengths of the pool this time. .222 for the senior swimmers would be the target time. And the door wide open for juniors here, because at the moment the juniors that have swum so far have all made times to get in the A or the B final, so there's a good number of juniors in these 2 heats, and most of them I think will be fancying their chances for a second swim. The lineup for Heat 1, Iona Wilson of East Lothian in 1, Rachel McLeod of Warrender in 2, Faye McDonough of Borough of Stockton in 3, Laura Frizzell from Best the Borders team in 4, Millie Milne of Warrender in 5, Rebecca Ogier of East Kilbride in 6, Holly Simpson of Aberdeen Performance in 7, and Chloe Ward from the Borough of Stockton in lane 8. Next first to the touch in 30.84, Faye McDonough. So another good Stockton swim coming through here. This time it's 4 lengths of the pool. But Faye is the one who is setting the pace. Entry time 2:29.60 this year. And Faye. And she is about 4-5 meters clear now. Really dominating the first half, 1:06.82. So pretty much exactly a 36 for her second 50. So if she can keep this sort of pace going, she is going to absolutely smash her entry time, 2:29.02. And certainly it doesn't look like anybody else nearly at that pace. There's a good tight contest for second place there. You can see 5 of them lined up across the pool. But in the wake of Faye McDonough, who is, 7-8 meters clear now. Coming up to the 150 turns, the clock just coming up to the 144s. Just 145.65. So the pace did drop there in that third 50. No surprise really, that was a 39. So we're looking still for something well inside her 2:29 entry time. Every chance, if she can hold it together, getting under 2:25 here. And really from the off, it was all about Faye. Well, we said Borough Stockton are up for this, and certainly Faye has been the best example of that so far this afternoon. Still really tight for second place, perhaps just pushing through in lane 4 is Laura Frizzell, but well, this has been Faye's race all the way. What a great swim, 2:23.85, huge PB for Faye. It is Laura Frizzell coming in for second, close for third between Rebecca and Chloe. Looks like it was Chloe, I think, just getting third. They'll confirm that in a moment, and that is confirmed. 2:23.85 there. What a fabulous swim from Faye.
This is a clear hot heat.
Second heat coming up. Line up there, Leonie Jones from the Borough of Stockton, Dorothy Goodgame from City of Oxford, Jenny Galloway from Warrender, Emma Rowson of Edinburgh University, Lauren Chalmers, Ren 96, Ellie Riley of Hearts, Emma Scully, City of Glasgow, and Erin Taylor of Finns. So can anybody get as fast as we saw that super swim from Faye? Certainly looks a lot tighter coming down the first length. Nobody particularly pulling away early on. Jenny Galloway going nicely in lane 3. Beside her in 4 is Emma Rowson. Lane 1 has the lead. In fact, that's Leonie Jones, 31.49. So once again, it's Borough of Stockton leading the way. Not quite as fast as her teammate was at the 50. Oh, a good close contest so far. Emma Rowson now perhaps the one who is pushing on. Finest in the British Summer Championships and British Universities. So has a good pedigree on 200 butterfly. And it looks like she's now moved into the lead. Just ahead of 6 swimmers. Leonie Jones just in second. 1:08.25 at the halfway mark. So again, not as fast as we saw in the first heat. About a second and a half down now on Faye's pacing. But Emma will be looking for a strong second half here. She is starting to dominate now, having gone fairly steadily in the first half. 5 swimmers in a line behind her. Leonie, Dorothy, and then up at the top of the screen, Lauren, Ellie and Emma. 50 to go, 1:45.43. And now Emma's time has moved faster than Faye McDonough, so holding her pace very nicely in the third 50. That was just over a 37. So another of those would be in the low 220s, entered 221. She shouldn't be too far away from that. Still really tight for second behind her. The action mainly lanes 5, 6 and 7 now. Lauren Chalmers, Ellie Riley, Emma Scully, but it's Emma Rowson who's dominated the second half and takes the win in 2:22.98. Just missing out on a place in the B final with that one. Needed a 2:22.0 to manage that, but a good effort. Only a second away from her arrested entry time. Confirmation of that result. Emma Scully just edging second by 3/10 over Ellie Riley and Lauren Chalmers. Now we move to 200 freestyle. And on this one we've got 6 heats. This is certainly a final that you can be looking forward with some anticipation tonight. The likes of Duncan Scott and Jimmy Guy going in that one, and plenty of other really strong swimmers as well. To get a place in the B final, we're looking at 153. That's going to be a tough ask for these guys. All entered 205, 206. Emil Moravsky of Warrender in 3. Teammate Samuel Chittleborough in 4. Connor Morrison, the S14 swimmer from Aberdeen Performance, goes in 5, and James Newell of the Borough of Stockton is in lane 6.
So we've got 4 swimmers for this first heat. We've got Neil Morrison in lane 3 for Warrender. His teammate in 4.
It's going to be interesting to see how Connor Morrison does in this one. Probably best known as a breaststroker, but has some pretty decent freestyle form. Second in the Scottish National Championships in the multi-classification event last year. He's certainly in the mix there in lane 5 in the black cap, but well, so are all 4 swimmers, in fact. Well, I wouldn't like to say who's got the lead here. As we come down, the 4 of them, you see they're really nip and tuck. Maybe Emil Moravsky closest to the camera. We'll see if he gets the touch. 102.33. So, in fact, it was Samuel Chittleborough just edging it there. And starting to make a move now is another Borough Stockton swimmer. Surprise, surprise. James Newell this time. 17-year-old this year. And he's had a very strong third 50 and has moved clear of the others now. 133.72 with 50 to go. So around about a 31 and a half split there. So his entry time for James 2:06.76. So looks like he's going to take quite a bit off that. So the Stockton swimmers are really showing some fine form. It seems to be the story of the afternoon for me anyway, so far. And James keeping it going in 2:05.31. So a very nice improvement of about a second and a half. In second place, Samuel Chittleborough, and third, Emil Moravsky. On to heat 2. Entry times here, 2:01s up to 2:05. We have Owen Ray of Warrender in 1, teammate Alex Thompson in 2. From Aberdeen Performance, John Taylor goes in 3, Logan Bryan of City of Oxford in 4, Ryan Duncan of St Thomas in 5, Matthew Brown of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Finn Bremner of Warrender in 7, and Jamie Claxton of Hearts in lane 8. So let's see if anyone can get close to 2 minutes here. Ryan Duncan off to a decent start in lane 5. Up there at the top of your screen, Jamie Claxton turning well. 28.85 the touch. That's just Ryan Duncan. Not by much though. Lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6 all pretty close now. Perhaps just moving through is John Taylor. He did the 1500 this morning, but he'll have time to get that out of his system. It was right at the beginning of the morning. And he comes under the minute at the halfway mark, pacing around 31. And has a body length advantage now over Logan Bryan and Ryan Duncan. Matthew Brown as well up there, so quite a strong representation from the Midlands and the North here. 2 from Aberdeen, 1 from Arbroath, battling with the man from Oxford. 1:31.04 with 50 to go, so that's 2.5 seconds up on first heat. It's tightening up now, pushing on strongly. Logan Bryan trying to get back at John Taylor. So John needs to find some pace here to hold him off, and I think he's doing that. He's got half a metre or so advantage and just building that. So nice pick up in pace in the latter stages there to take the win. 2:01.51. Entered 2:03.02, so he should be pretty happy with that. Second place Logan Bryan and third Matthew Brown. So 2 Aberdonians either side of the Oxford man in the top 3. On to heat 3. Line up here. Fraser Wilson of Warrender in lane 1. Marcus Scullion of Portsmouth North Sea in 2. William Baines of Borough of Stockton in 3. Liam Eccleston of Dumfries in 4. Benji Gillingham of Alnwick Dolphins in 5. Andrew Arthur of Aberdeen in 6. Toby Laguda of Ellesmere College in 7. And Lewis McKean from Bells Hill in lane 8. 28 seconds dead the split here, 0.8 faster than the previous heat. Again, not too much to separate them. Toby in lane 7 perhaps has the advantage, the Ellesmere College swimmer. In fact, he definitely does now, looking very smooth there in lane 7 as he just eases himself away from the pack with Andrew Arthur on his heels and Benji Gillingham and Liam Eccleston as well. 57.63, so pacing under 30 seconds. Yeah, so should, you would think, see a sub 2 minute going on here. Toby entered 2:00.27, so he would, I'm sure, like to start a bit faster. It has actually done a little bit faster than that, 1:59.90 recently. 50 to go, 1:28.51. So his pace did drop there in that third 50. Can he pick it up again down the stretch here? Good battle going on for second in the centre lanes. Liam Eccleston just edging it at the moment in lane 4. But plenty of others close by him. But no one's going to get close to Toby here, I don't think. Is he tying up a little bit? Maybe. Just keep an eye on the clock as he comes in. It's going to be tight under 2 minutes, but he should just sneak under. Yes, he does. 1:59.87. So 300ths faster than he was just recently. So an improvement, always an improvement. Second, Benji Gillingham just edging it ahead of Andrew Arthur and Liam Eccleston. Confirmation there. Just 1400 between Andrew and Liam. William Baines was coming up fast as well. And almost got to them, but it was Toby Laguda. The winner, 1:59.87, as we move on to heat number 4. That's the lineup for this one. Rory McKinnon, Argyll Bearsden in lane 1. Maxwell Catamol of Loughborough University in 2. Craig Greenock is in 3 for City of Glasgow. Cameron Allison in 4 for Dumfries. Cameron Travis of Aberdeen Performance in 5. Graham Baird of Scotia in 6. We've got an empty lane in 7. And Carl Barrett, Aberdeen Performance. Second swim for him. He's not had much of a break. He goes in lane 8. Entry times here, 1:57s up to 1:59. .27.05 the split at the 50. Maxwell Catamol with that. Swimmer we know well in Scotland. Swam for Arbroath St Thomas, now in his first year at Loughborough. And he is leading the way here. Did his entry time in this pool at the Scottish Summer Meet last July. 56.78, so 9/10 or so faster than the previous heat. On his right hand side is Argyll Bearsden's Rory McKinnon in the white cap, and he's going pretty nicely here. He's sticking with Maxwell, maybe just closing on him a little bit down this third 50. Rory, Scottish Schools champion, finalist in the British Summer Championships. Let's see what the gap is between them at the turn. It's only around 7/10, 1:27.55. The split for Maxwell. Still holding his advantage. Rory pushing on, but I'm not sure he's going to get to Maxwell here. Like the Loughborough swimmer is, well, or is he? No, it's Rory coming through very strongly in the closing stages, and well, from the last 10 times here, 1:56s and 1:57s. So 1:58 fastest so far this afternoon. 27.11. That's pretty much the same split as previous heat. Not too much to separate any of them here. Perhaps you and Leslie. Although over on the other side of the pool, Angus Nicol is looking pretty useful. Between the two outside lanes as they come in for the 100 turn. Very tight between them. Just Angus Nicol, in fact, 56.85. Again, tracking the splits from the previous heat. Lane 2, Jack Fleming right in the mix as well, Loughborough swimmer. And then just behind them, Miles Lapsley in lane 7. And starting to make a move now is Angus Allison in lane 4, but he's got quite a lot of work to do in this final 50 if he's to get in the mix. 1:26.54. Jack Fleming now with the advantage, and they were about a second faster than the previous heat in that third 50. So upping their game here. Angus Allison is making a late charge in lane 4, so keep an eye on him in the red cap. He is pushing very hard to get on terms with Jack. Still not far away, Angus Nicol in lane 8. But this is a three-way tight one. Who's going to get the touch here as they come in? Whoa, it was just Jack Fleming hanging on. 1:56.81. Just 300ths in it in the end over Angus Allison, who just came alive in that final 50. And in third place, Angus Nicol, 1:57.31. Good racing, guys. 1:56.01. New fastest time from this afternoon. Reminder, 1:53.5 is what's required to get in the B final. One more heat for swimmers to try and do it. Again, an empty lane here. This time it is lane 5. David Arioli of Millfield is in lane 1. Liam McLaughlin of Warrender in 2. George Barber of City Sheffield in 3. Max Murphy at Loughborough University is in 4. Greg Fairbairn of Bells Hill in 6. Ben Prosser of Loughborough University in 7. And Felix Gifford from the University of Stirling in lane 8. So entry times range 154 up to 156. So fastest of them, Max Murphy, would have to maybe knock a second off to get into the B final. Not impossible by any means. 26:43 his time at the 50, and he's certainly got the advantage on the others, although pushing on nicely in lane 8 is Felix Gifford, experienced swimmer from the University of Stirling. And he's just a metre or so back at the halfway point, 54.98 and 55.64. So now nearly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat to keep this pace going, around about 28.5. So he's certainly set himself up to give him a chance. Behind Felix Gifford in second, Ben Prosser and Greg Fairbairn, followed by George Barber in the red of City of Sheffield in lane 3. As we come to the final turn, it's still very much Max Murphy, 124.72. So it certainly did lose some pace there in that third 50. So really will need to pick it up now to try and get down to the 153. He's certainly going to take the heat. Looks like he should be inside his 154.9 entry time, or well, close to it anyway. Yes, he is inside it. 154.69, so a nice swim, but not quite getting there for a second swim, but a good effort. Felix Gifford holding second, 156.89 from Greg Fairbairn in third, 158.34 for him. So it's sprints now, and we start off with the women and 50 freestyle. So with the sprints, we've got a skins event this evening. The top 8 will go in for that, and there'll also be a junior final for the top 8 juniors who don't qualify for the skins. So top 8, that was Katie Goodburn this morning. We have 8 heats to come for you in this afternoon. Of course, moving to the other end of the pool, just testing the start equipment, and then we'll be ready to go. There'll be 3 going in this first heat. And they're ready to go now. Beth Johnson, Alice Knight, Sarah Coffey, the 3 involved in this one. Beth Johnson, her second swim for the S10 para swimmer. She's entered 31.10. The other 2 able-bodied swimmers, both from first, entered 29.4. So it's going to be close between those 2, you would think, and they are coming down the pool side by side. Maybe just Sarah Coffey with the edge, although it's going to be on the touch at the finish because Alice Knight is pushing on hard, but on the touch it does go to Sarah. 29.98. Alice just behind her, 30.09, and Beth Johnson 32.73 in third. All juniors in Heat 2 with entry time 29.0 up to 29.3. They are Kiana Bellotti, Sophie Hall, Elspeth Roper, Melissa May Waring, Ella Stevenson, Hannah McCulloch, Natalie Marshall and Holly Welsh. And all Scottish heat in this one. It's been a fairly rare occurrence today. They go. Fastest entry time 29 dead is one of 2 youngsters, 06 swimmers, so 14 this year. Can youth win the day or will experience pay? Well, it's anyone's race really as we come down. All the swimmers in a line. It's going to be about who just spots the wall, and that was Ella Stevenson in lane 5, just edging it. 29.01. We're talking hundredths here. Sophie Hall second, and Chiara Bellotti third. Really close affair there. On to heat number 3. We'll line up in this one. Alana McDonald, Zara Cowan, Anna Green, Lara Mills, Erin Donnelly, Kerry Gillespie, Lucy Lucas and Emma DeVette. Again, really tight, but lane 4, perhaps Lara Mills of City of Oxford. Just edging it as we come down. And she does get the touch, 28.54. So just edging inside her in time by 600ths. Anna Green on her second race of the afternoon takes second ahead of Lucy Lucas. So 28.54 for that last heat, half a second faster than the previous heat. So see if we can keep that sort of progression going. Again, this is an all-junior heat with Rebecca Schulman, Sienna Perry, Alicia Bain, Thanrada McGregor. Oh, Heather Brolly, she's not a junior, in fact, in lane 5. Dana Maitlis in 6, Skye Mulholland in 7, Kira Rennie is in 8. In times here, 28.2 to 28.5. I should expect still a very tight one again. Maybe just edging it in 5 is Heather Brolly, the one non-junior, 18-year-old from Argyle Best End, but perhaps just coming past her now in 3, Alicia Bain, and it is Alicia who gets the touch, 28.10. Again, that is the fastest time we've seen, and a nice improvement on a 28.3 entry time. Thanrada McGregor second, Sienna Perry in third. So coming thick and fast, these 50s. Line up for heat 5, Louisa Stoddart, Isabella Rennick, Katie Bain, Amy McColeman, Natalie Jones, Gemma McLeod, Kate Carruthers and Delphine Little. 28.0 to 28.2. Range of times. Once again, very close, perhaps just edging it in the green cap of Millfield, Isabella Rennick. But over on the other side of the pool, Kate Carruthers, Delphine Little up there, particularly Delphine in lane 8. And it is Delphine who just nicks it, 28.30. Very close to entry time at 28.22. Isabella Rennick taking second, Kate Carruthers was third. Three more heats to go in this 50 freestyle. First time there, didn't quite keep the improvement going in times. We slipped from a 28.1 to a 28.3 in that last heat. Hopefully we can get down now into the 27s. All these swimmers, bar one, have a 27 and change entry time. The line up, Emma Hodgson, Rebecca Reid, Lauren Wetherill, Lauren Turnbull, Amber Owen, Emmy Hutchison, Millie Milne and Ellie Hamilton. Again, an awful lot to choose between them, but lanes 7 and 8 perhaps. making the running here. Millie Milne and Ellie Hamilton. The red cap, Millie Milne, perhaps I think is just going to edge it. And, well, she's in first. The board here at the venue has been cleared, and that's not usually a good sign. Suggests that maybe there is a disqualification, and there is indeed. It's lane 8, Ellie Hamilton, unfortunately. She's falls foul probably at the start, I would imagine. Millie Milne then taking the win in 27.90, so that is our new fastest time. Entered 27.96, so she just edges faster than that. On to heat 7. And in this one we have Emma Scobie, Katerina Souza, Mia McAllister, Drew Mackenzie, Neve Ritchie, Eve Corrigan, Eva Alguero and Anna de Grossa. 27.6 to 27.7, so only up a tenth or so, separating all 8 on entry times. It's a bit of a lottery really as who gets this one, but pushing on well. Anna de Grossa in lane 8 from the borders, Gala Shields based, but pushing on now in lane 4 and just coming through very strongly in the closing stages was the squad member Drew Mackenzie. 27.55 for her. Again, just nudging inside her entry time of 27.61. It was Anna de Grossa taking second and Mia McAllister was third. One more heat to go. And it is the spot prize heat. So we had to wait till the last heat for this one, but there will be a tier prize for the winner of this one. We've got 4 juniors who will be vying for a place in the junior final as well. The line-up: Ella McNamara, Holly Shan, Jess Podger, Sophia Altoff, Saskia Wade, Rachel Gillespie, Evie McLean and Hannah Denny. The juniors are Ella, Holly, Saskia and Evie. Range of time 26.9 to 27.5, a massive 6/10 the range of times here. The centre lanes both going well, Sophia Altoft and Saskia Wade. And also coming up lane 3, Jess Podger. Who gets the touch? Jess does. Really good finish from her. 27.08 to take the win from Saskia Wade, just 100th behind her. And Sophia Altoft in third, 27.15 for Sophia. So Jess obviously picks up that prize. Well done to her. And we move to the 50 butterfly for the boys. 6 heats go in this. 3 in heat number 1. As with the girls, there's skins for this one tonight, so just the top 8 seniors and then a junior final. Just a couple of juniors swam this morning, Cole Hewitt and Reed Jones. 3 here, all juniors: Gabriel Quinn, Jamie Claxton, Alistair Finlay. Entered 28.2 to 29.5. First swimmer, Alistair Finlay. If you can get a shot of his cap there, very nice picture of the Kelpies, of course, Falkirk based on his cap, and it served him well with the win in 27.69. That's a very nice PB, nearly a second there, so I'll be very happy with that, I think. It was a fairly short trip across to Edinburgh, well worthwhile. All juniors again in this one as well. Cal Lumsden in 2, Alexander Harris in 3, Matthew Cairns in 4, Ethan Brown in 5, Tom Ward in 6, Sean Craig Mile in 7. 27.5 to 28.2 the times here on paper. Nice start in lane 4 from Matthew Cairns, the Newcastle swimmer. Has the fastest entry time, 27.55, and he's about a metre or so up. Although pushing on well is Sean Craig Mile in lane 7. But I don't think he's going to quite get to Matthew. He doesn't. 27.08 for him. So nice improvement of nearly half a second for Mr. Cairns. Sean Craig Mile second. Alexander Harris was third. And this will be the spot prize heat. Range of time 27.10 to 27.49. Line up Taylor Walters, Fraser Wilson, Marcus Scullion, Ryan Robertson, George Wise, Yasin O'Neill, Mark Innes and Christopher Aitken. There you go. Out of the dive. Good start in lane 2 from Fraser Wilson of Warrender. Beside him, Marcus Scullion from Portsmouth. And over in lane 7, Mark Innes, a second Warrender swimmer, is up there. And I think Mark is the one who's pushing through the strongest in the second half of this 50. And he will take it pretty comfortably in the end by about a metre, with Yasin O'Neill taking second and George Wise third. So it all changed in the second half of that race. Mark Innes very much the one who profited from that, 26.38. So it compares with his 27.40 entry time. So that's a very nice improvement on a 50. Over a second. And that certainly puts him in a good position, you would think, for a place in the junior final, although we've still got plenty of juniors to come, so well, let's not count any chickens just yet. This is heat number 4, 2 more after this. Just a little pause in proceedings, but they're up onto the blocks now. Lewis Birrell, Tom Robertson, Jason English, Rory McKinnon, Mark Ford, Maximilian Bolcato, Miles Lapsley and Cameron Travis, the line-up here. Maybe lanes 5 and 6, the front runners, Mark Ford and Maximilian Bolcato. Mark Ford with a distinguished record in 50 fly in junior ranks. Is it? No, in fact it's Rory just edged it from him. It took him 500 separating them. 26.32 for Rory, 26.37 for Mark, with Tom Robertson taking third, 26.71. So another nice little PB for Rory McKinnon there, or the 10th inside his entry time. And on we go to heat number 5. And the line-up in Heat 5, Oscar Jones, Benji Gillingham, Brodie Hewison, Callum Atkinson, Ivo Staub, Angus Nicol, Aidan Brown and Dave Bloomfield. Cracking start in lane 5 from Ivo Staub of Plymouth. 26:30 entry time for him, but he's done a 25:13 in the Swiss Championships last year. He is a Swiss swimmer. 25:03. That gets him into the top 8 there. So looks like that means that he will be swimming in tonight's skins. That was a fantastic swim. Makes him 5th fastest overall. So Ivo there, as I said, did a 25:13 in last year's Swiss Championships. He was 2nd in their B final, but a little bit faster than that today, by a 10th. So the Plymouth swimmer really turning it on. And that's our first, who we can definitely say has got a swim in the senior final. Unless, of course, we get 4 of them going faster in this heat. Seems unlikely, but you never know. That was superb from Ivo. Now, who's going to win this one? The lineup: Peter Allen, Ryan Ferguson, James Hart, Ben Carr, Roman Shearer, Jonah Walsh, Isaac von Fintel and Keir Edgar. Fastest on paper: Ben Carr, New Zealander based at Edinburgh University now. Roman Shearer of Plymouth Leander. There's another Swiss swimmer, and he is right up there with Ben. It's between these two. I think Ben's just going to get the touch. 25:61. So good effort from him. Just outside that time. He does take it by 2/10 from Roman in 25:81. Inside his entry time. And we go now to 400 freestyle. Back to the women. So we'll be back to the start end of the pool. Stuart, I'm just keeping going. Yeah. No, nothing. They've lost the network, so they can't get anything out. So it'll still be on YouTube, but nothing going out live. No. Sorry? Well, the network that Stuart uses to pump his output. So as I said, we've got 4 heats coming up now. Just doing our checks on the timing system. Then we've moved back to the start end. Looks like we've got a couple of empty lanes in this first heat. Well, the swimmer's just told to relax a little bit, so it looks like we've got a little bit of a delay. Gives us a chance to just catch breath a little bit, particularly after those exciting drifters. So many very tight races there, and I guess the star of the show, Ivor Staub, that's stunning. 25:0. Get himself another swim tonight. Not quite sure what the issue is here, but the whistle is going now, so looks like we're good to go. 4 swimmers in this first heat. Dana Maitlis goes in lane 2, the City of Glasgow. Empty lane beside her. Then we've got Holly Simpson of Aberdeen Performance in 4. Kiana Bellotti, Warrender in 5. Rowan McGill of Hearts in 6. So the 400s again, there's just an A final and a junior final tonight. Time to get in the A final, 4:26.0. Only 2 juniors swam this morning. Katie Shannon did a 4:26.10 and Greta Colbeck 4:29.72. So there's at least 6 spots for swimmers from this afternoon's heats. 32.66. Holly Simpson leads the way. 4:44 entry time. exactly.
Here at 4:44, that's the fastest seed in this heat. So the others, the swimmers know that, they know what they have to beat. So
Coming up to the 100, and there's
remember that.
not a lot in it. Just Chiara Bellotti now, 109.25.
Chiara is a year older than Holly. She's 17-year-old, 4 seconds slower on the entry time, but equal in the pool. That's pretty cool between all four.
Fairly close now as we go down towards the 150 turn. All four of them. The turning, not much separating them, less than a second. Now it's Ryan McGill with the touch, 146.77. Just get the feeling that any one of these four could have the lead at any turn. Maybe Dana just slightly off the pace from the three on her right hand side, and it is now Chiara Bellotti who's got about a meter's advantage at the halfway point. 2:23.89 for her. So it looks like we're back with you. I do apologise for the problems we've had with the transmission to you this afternoon, but if we're back with you, that's great news, and hopefully it will hold up now for the remainder of the afternoon. Thanks for sticking by us. And you're seeing here in lane 5 Chiara Bellotti in the first heat of the women's 400 freestyle. That's the 250 turn, just completed 3:00.40. And she's just gradually building her lead now over Holly Simpson and Ryan McGill, who led early on. Now just slipping back, and it's looking more and more like Chiara starting to dominate this one now. Around 3 meters clear with 100 to go. 3:36.54. Just under a 1:13 there, so we're looking at 4:49 if she holds that pace again. Entered 4:48, so if she can pick up her pace in this final 100, she could get there or thereabouts. Certainly looks set to win the heat. Has really, since the 100 pulled away and started to dominate. Final turn for her, 4:12.83. So that was around 36 there. So still on around 4:50 flat pacing. So just needs to find some extra pace down this last length to get close to her 4:48. Behind her, Holly Simpson. And then Dana Maitlis just ahead of Ryan McGill. But no question, Chiara Bellotti will lead this one in. She's going to be pretty close to that entry time, just outside it, 4:48.58. So be a useful swim. Did find some extra pace down that final 50. In second place was Holly Simpson. 4:53 for her. And third was Dana Maitlis. Confirming there the result for heat number 1. Heat 2. All these heats this afternoon dominated by juniors. There's probably only half a dozen or so senior swimmers swimming this afternoon. All of these swimmers are juniors in heat 2. There's the lineup. Kerry Gillespie in lane 1 for Aberdeen Performance. Her teammate Holly Shand in lane 2. Gretel Good Game of City of Oxford in 3. Elise McQueenie of City of Glasgow in 4, Sienna Perry, Aberdeen Performance in 5, Louisa Stoddart of East Lothian in 6, Abby Davis of East Lothian in 7, and Tony Shaw, the S9 para swimmer, goes in 8. Bench times here 4:36 up to 4:43. Coming down the second length. Lanes 4, 5, 6, 7, all there or thereabouts. Particularly the two in the centre lanes, with the touch just going to Elise McQueenie, 1:07.43, nearly 2 seconds faster than first heat. Elise McQueenie, a B finalist over in Bangor at the Dave McCullough meet, third at the Scottish Summer meet here last July, second at the West Districts in Tollcross a month or so ago. She has maybe a meter's advantage. They go through the 1:50. In fact, maybe a bit more than that now. From Sienna Perry, and then Kerry Gillespie closest to the camera there in the white cap at the bottom of the screen. But it is the Glasgow girl, Elise McQueenie, Youth Development Squad member, who is pushing this one on very nicely. So the first heat was a 2:23 at the halfway mark. This should be faster than that by a fair margin. And it is 2:17.67, so some 6 seconds faster now than the first heat. And that was just over 1:10 split there for Elise's second 100. An advantage now of 4 or 5 meters for her of Sienna Perry. Sienna fourth in the Scottish Summer meet last year. Same position at North District age groups up in Aberdeen recently. Just behind Sienna in lanes 3 and 6 are Gretel Goodgame and Louisa Stoddart, Oxford and East Lothian respectively. They're not too far behind Sienna now. And also lane 1, Kerry Gillespie. But Elise with the lead now, about 6-7 meters. 100 to go. 3:28.53. So about a 1:11 that time. So that would suggest something maybe just under 4:40. Entered 4:36. So again, as we saw in the previous heat, if she's going to get close to that, she needs to pick it up in this final 100. Certainly would expect her to pick up some. The race is pretty tight for second now. Just, I think, Sienna holding on from Louisa Stoddart. Louisa Stoddart, Youth Development Squad member. 6th in last year's national age groups. And also Holly Shand in the mix. Also a Youth Development Squad member. But they're all scrapping for second behind Elise. Let's see what sort of time she can muster here. Certainly has picked up her pace. And it's going to be just a little bit outside her entry time, finishing in 4:37.99. About a second and a half away from her entry time. But 10.5 seconds faster than the first heat. Second was Louisa Stoddart, just getting past Sienna Perry by 1/4 of a second in those last few meters. Sienna third. heat number 3. Line up here, we have Jacqueline McMillan of Carnegie in 1, Natasha Simpson of Warrender in 2, Holly McGill of Hearts in 3, Lauren Patterson of City of Glasgow in 4, Rachel Saunders of Warrender in 5, Chantal Smith of University of Stirling in 6, Scarlett Ferris of Dundee City Aquatics in 7, Natalie Jones in 8 for Warrender. All these swimmers juniors except for Chantal Smith in lane 5, lane 6 rather. And with 5 more juniors to come in the 4th heat. Good swim here. I think it certainly gives you a chance of another swim tonight. 4:37 at the moment. Lise McQueen's time would be the fastest of this afternoon's, because as I mentioned earlier, we'd had a 4:26 and a 4:29 from juniors swum this morning. So they're the 2 fastest in the book. Coming up to the 100. It's Rachel Saunders just ahead of Lauren Patterson. 1:05.43, so exactly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat. Rachel, Youth Development Squad member, was East District Age Group champion this season, 4th in national age groups last season. And she still has Lauren Patterson right there with her. Lauren, a silver medalist in the Scottish Summer Meet last July. So at the 150, there's not too much separating them, 3/10. 1:40.43 for Rachel, and 40.76 for Lauren. 3rd place in lane 2, Natasha Simpson. So Warrender well placed here, 1st and 3rd. Chantal Smith, the senior, in lane 6 is in 4th spot. Still, it's the Warrender girl Rachel Saunders, up by, I was going to say about a metre, but that's closing as they come into the turn there. And in the end, it's pretty close, 2:15.91 and 2:15.96 as they go into the second half. Just 500ths apart, so real momentum there for Lauren through that turn, and she's right beside Rachel Saunders now. And we have a race on in the centre lanes, stroke for stroke. Perhaps Rachel just with the slight edge. See as they come up to the wall, I think she's just going to be first into a turn. Moving up in lane 2 is Natasha Simpson, so she's not out of this one. And then lane 1, Jacqueline McMillan, not mentioned her so far, another Youth Development Squad member, having a stunning season this year. Chantal Smith up with her, and on the other side of the pool, Natalie Jones. But still, it's a race you would think between Rachel and Lauren at the front, and still Rachel has the edge as we come up towards 300 metres. Once again, Lauren, as they go through this turn at the start end, seem to close it down. And in fact, she just got the touch there, 3:27.02. So for the first time, she just had the advantage. They're just only a second and a half faster than the previous heat at this stage. Well, this is going to be really a tactical battle down this last 60, 70 metres. Coming up to the final turn. They will be very aware of each other. Who's going to make a move out of this turn? The touch once again with Rachel Saunders, only by 400ths. 4:02.31. So who is going to take it? We've got a good race for 3rd as well. Down at the bottom of your screen there, Jacqueline and Natasha, along with Chantal in lane 6. But it does look like Rachel Saunders is the strongest coming down this final length. And she's now up by about a metre. Jacqueline McMillan finishing like a train in lane 1. Whoa, really good there, but it is Rachel. She had enough in hand. 4:35.96, but Jacqueline McMillan just came through and nicked 2nd place there. Really strong finish from her, and Lauren Patterson in the end has to settle for third. But the win goes to Rachel for 35.96. One more heat of this 400 free to go. Fastest qualifier for tonight, by the way, is the superstar Amy Wilmot from the University of Stirling, doing an event that she doesn't do that often, 400 freestyle. Of course, 400 IM, very much her thing. She did a 4:14 this morning, so we look forward to seeing her doing 400 freestyle tonight. We've got 7 swimmers in this final heat, and they are Megan Schmidt of the City of Oxford in 1, Olivia Mason of Warrender in 2, Katie Taylor of the City of Glasgow in 3, 4 is Mia Leach from Ellesmere College, Kaylin Hall of Aberdeen Performance in 5, Catherine Bailey of Perth City in 6, and Faye Rogers from the Borough of Stockton in 7. Good start from Kaylin Hall. 15 this year, so 16 this year. Finest in the British Summer Championships and in Scottish National Championships. Goes through the first 50 and 29.78. It's about a body length up early on here from a line of swimmers. That's, Olivia Mason maybe just has second, although Catherine Bailey is up there in lane 6 as well. But Kaylin it is. 1:02.33 at the 100. Leads the way, 3 seconds faster than the previous heat. It was Catherine Bailey turning second, ahead of lane 2 Olivia Mason. Kaylin Hall and Catherine Bailey, both members of the Scottish Youth Squad. They are 1 and 2. Olivia Mason just behind, 1:35.97 for Kaylin. Olivia Mason looking pretty handy in lane 2. Certainly right up there with Catherine now, and they are sticking to the task here, not letting Kaylin get away. Still just a body length in it. She got that body length in the first length, and it's stayed pretty much like that since. Now at the 200, 2:10.15, just under a 68 for her second 100. That lead being held at that body length lead, not really growing, not really shrinking. Under the flags and into the turn, 2:44.39. So lead at 1.3. Catherine Bailey holding second, narrowly still from Olivia Mason, and just behind them Katie Taylor in lane 3. The juniors in this one, by the way, Megan, Olivia, Kaylin, Catherine, 4 of them. So the front runners here will certainly all be looking for a second swim tonight, so we don't feel the need to really hammer it out to secure a lane in the junior final. And I would think all 3 of these swimmers will fancy their chances of doing that. They're quite a bit faster than we've seen in the previous heats. As I said, just 2 from this morning, in a 4:26 and a 4:29. On this one, I think we are looking to be in that sort of territory as for Kaylin. 3:53 with 50 to go. Olivia Mason now just in second. It's tightening up now. That body length advantage has shrunk somewhat in this last 100, but still it is Kaylin holding the advantage in lane 5. I don't think she'll be caught. Olivia and Catherine will be looking for good solid swims to get into that junior final tonight. I think it's probably job done for the three of them. 4:26.21. So it's just a tenth slower than Katie Shannon's time from this morning. So she'll be second fastest into the junior final and only half a second away from her entry time. So every prospect you would think of improving on that tonight. Olivia Mason does take second. 4:27.35 for her. And just behind her, Catherine Bailey, 4:28.15. And I'm pretty confident we'll see all three of them in the junior final tonight. It's 200 breaststroke. Next up, 3 heats for the men. Now, I talked about some exciting races tonight, and 200 breaststroke is going to be right up there. All the superstars will be Murdoch, Benson. Adam Peaty swam the 200 this morning. We'll see whether he swims it tonight, but if he does, he'll be right in the mix as well. So plenty to look forward in that. And can any of these swimmers get a swim in that exalted company? 3 heats. So in the 200s, we do have A and B finals, as well as the junior final.
The discipline again. We have 4 heats of 200 breast.
6 juniors not in the A or B final this morning. The slowest of whom was 2:31.6. So there's plenty of opportunities again for the many juniors that we have this afternoon to have a go, see what they can do. In this first heat, it's Oleg Smith of first in lane 1, Jason English in lane 2 for Warrender. Lane 3, another Warrender swimmer, Emil Moravsky. Logan Bryan of City of Oxford in 4. Douglas Calder in 5 for first. Empty lane in lane 6. Ethan Horn of Rutherglen in 7, and Micah Van Blerk of Warrender in 8. City of Oxford's Logan Bryan with about a body length advantage here. 1:11.79. Just over that 38 split there.
First swimmer, 15-year-old.
Behind Logan, Douglas Calder of first. With 2 blue caps leading the way. Some signs that Douglas is closing the gap a little bit to the 1:15. He's not got a lot of time to finish the job. He's a second and a half back with 50 to go. 1:51.33, 1:52.89. And I don't think Logan is in any mood to let Douglas get anywhere close to him. Good Warrender contest for third going on. Jason English versus Emil Moravsky. Looks like maybe Jason in lane 2 has the edge there. But it is tightening up here. So I thought Logan was going to be untroubled here, but not a bit of it. Douglas has come storming back. And, I thought he got the touch there, but the scoreboard is actually showing it the other way. Logan Bryan just edging it by 0.03 of a second. 2:31.58 against 2:31.61. Well, certainly, I think, got a bit of a shock there down those last few meters as Douglas came storming back at him. It was Jason English taking third ahead of his teammate Emil Moravsky. The 300ths was the difference in the end between Logan and Douglas. A race that certainly looked like it was going to be much more comfortable than that. On to heat 2. 8 lanes occupied here. We've got Liam Campbell of Stirling Swim in lane 1. Oliver Lill from the Borough of Stockton in 2, Theo Goodfellow of Finns in 3, Arthur Llewellyn of Borough of Stockton in 4, Muric McSharry of Marlins in 5, Alistair Peterson of Warrender in 6, Marius Kringelis of Bells Hill in 7, and Jacob Papple of the Borough of Stockton in 8. Well, I was mentioning Borough of Stockton all the time earlier on, haven't talked about them for a while, but they've got 3 swimmers here. Let's see what they can do. Arthur Llewellyn, the fastest of them on paper, 2:29. But it's Theo Goodfellow from Finns, the Kirkcaldy-based team, with the lead. About 3/10 or so faster than the previous heat. So he's taking it out pretty hard here. Lane 1 is Leon Campbell. Lane 5 is Muric McSharry. The other one's vying for second behind Theo. All these swimmers juniors. So Theo staking his claim for a second swim, 1:10.03. About a second and 3/4 faster than the previous heat. Second, Arthur Llewellyn. Third, Liam Campbell. And certainly no sign of anybody coming at Theo Goodfellow here. Fourth in Scottish Schools in January. Same position at East District age groups, also in January. That was swum short course. 50 to go for him, showing good long course form here. 1:48.41. So that was about 38.4. Pushing on in lane 4 now is Arthur Llewellyn. He's just ahead of Liam Campbell and Alistair Peterson, who are contesting third, but all the way it's been Theo Goodfellow, and that doesn't change as he comes in a time of 2:27.10. So that's a nice improvement there, him, over 3 seconds inside his entry time. So he sets himself up as the fastest junior. In fact, that would get him into the B final. I reckon that puts him maybe 6th place in the B final at the moment. So excellent swim there from Theo. 2:29.12 for Arthur in 2nd place. So the final heats. I think I'm probably confusing myself there. That 2:27.10 doesn't get in the B final, but it certainly puts them well placed for a junior stop, 3rd fastest, I think. So we'll just correct him there. Heat 3, Connor Morrison of Aberdeen Performance in 1, Joel Thompson of Ellesmere College in 2, Freddie Wilkinson, City of Oxford in 3, Finlay Wallace of St Thomas in 4, Joseph Martin, Newcastle Swim Team in 5, George Rudd of City of Oxford in 6, Youssef Batout of City of Glasgow in 7, and Dan Kinsella of Warrington in 8. 33.05, fairly similar split to the one we saw from Theo in the previous heat. Joe Thompson in lane 2, Freddie Wilkinson in lane 3, leading this one out. Also going pretty well in lane 8, Dan Kinsella. The juniors in this one, 3 of them, Finlay Wallace, George Rudd and Dan Kinsella. Close at the touch, 1:11.42, just 200ths in it between Freddie, who got the touch, and Joel Thompson just behind him. That's not as fast as Theo's split. He was a 1:10 at the 100. So these guys have got it all to do in the second half. Dan Kinsella continuing to go well in lane 8, the Warrington swimmer, finest in the Swim England summer meet last year in Sheffield. He's certainly in the mix now. In fact, gets the touch at the 150, 149.40. And he's certainly gunning for another swim tonight in the junior final. Lane 3 is Freddie Wilkinson. He's a senior, 19 this year, from Oxford. He's vying with Dan for the lead here, and then 3 swimmers just behind them in lanes 4, 5 and 6, Finley, Joseph and George. But still, it is Dan Quintella in lane 8, and it looks like he's going to be the one who comes in and takes it, which he does in 2:27.75, so not quite as fast as Theo Goodfellow, but again, that should be comfortably good enough to get into the final, and it was about 3/4 of a second faster than his entry time, so nice stuff there from the Warrington swimmer. Freddie Wilkinson second, and Joseph Martin was third. So back to the girls, and it's 100 breaststroke. 4 heats. We'll be cracking along very nicely with these events this afternoon. Talked about talent that we'll be seeing tonight, and we certainly got it in this one as well. Siobhan Marie O'Connor was the fastest qualifier from this morning. Jocelyn Ulyett there. Fanny Lecluse, the very classy Belgian. Molly Renshaw, Scottish interest from Cara Hanlon. So that will be a really interesting tonight. Trying to join them. Here we've got 7 swimmers in the first heat. Joy Drummond of first, Zoe McDonald from the University of Stirling, Sarah McNaughton of Warrender, Kaylin Hall of Aberdeen Performance, Nicole Stack of Warrender, Sophie Hall of Warrender, and Amy McLeod of the City of Glasgow. Zoe McDonald, experienced swimmer from the University of Stirling, is leading them out in lane 2. From Kaylin Hall, showing her versatility. Saw her in the 400 freestyle not that long ago. Now doing 100 breaststroke. 35.78. Kaylin Hall in second place. It's really Zoe and then the others. Zoe with an advantage of a couple of meters. Entered 1:18, did a 1:16 at Tollcross very recently. So see what she can do here. Pushing on nicely now, Amy McLeod of City of Glasgow. I think she's moved into second place as Zoe perhaps tying up just a little bit in the closing stages here, but comes in 1:16.83. So improves on her entry time, but not quite as fast as she was at Tollcross recently. Second place was Amy McLeod, and third, Kaylin Hall. So heat 2 all lined up, ready to go. 7 swimmers again. Erin Taylor of Finns in 1, Ciara Davidson of Margay and Bearsden in 2, Saren Williams from the Borough of Stockton in 3, Anna de Grosser of Best in 4, Lucy Stowes of Dundee City Aquatics in 5, Lucy Trotter of Hearts in 6, and Susan Orr of Wren 96 in 7. All these swimmers juniors. We had 3 juniors this morning who didn't make it into A or B finals, and their times range 1:12.9 up to 1:17.64. So again, there's plenty of room for swimmers to force themselves into the junior final. Got quite a few still to come in the next 2 heats though, so they're going to have to go well here, and certainly Ciara Davidson is the one that's doing that in lane 2. Well, Guy and Bearsden swimmer entered 1:16.73, was nearly a second faster than that, where she tied for the win in Scottish schools along with Anna de Grosser, who's also in this heat in lane 4, but she's certainly got the advantage on Anna this time round. Will take this with quite a bit to spare. Let's look at the time. It's going to be a good one, 1:15.09. So nice improvement there, some 7/10 faster than she was in Tollcross in January. It was Susan Orr taking second and Anna de Grosser was third. So heat 3 has an empty lane as well, in lane 2 this time. The lineup is Shona Graham of Dundee City Aquatics in 1, Alicia Bain of Aberdeen Performance in 3, Martha Reeves of Dundee City Aquatics in 4, Holly Gardner, University of Stirling in 5, Nuala Gow of Geary in 6, 7 is then Rada McGregor of Carnegie, and 8 Fern Crichton from Perth City. 6 of the girls here are juniors, just Holly Gardner in lane 5, the one that isn't. And Shona Graham, 35.76, that is slower than the previous heat. Shona Graham at the bottom of your screen has company there over in lanes 6 and 7. Nuala Gow and Rada McGregor. Nuala showed some great form recently at North District events, won the North District age groups. And is she going to win this heat? I think she might, just pushing on very strongly in lane 6. Me on the touch, but I think it just went, it did go to Nuala Gow on 15.68. Shown 1:15.50, so pretty close to that. Shona Graham in second, then Rada McGregor in third. Right, final heat of the 100 breaststroke. This is the spot prize heat, so little bonus there for them. Again, no swimmer in lane 2. With the line-up, Naomi Van Dongen in lane 1 for Bath University. Bridget Le Mesurier of East Lothian in 3. Sophie Bain of Aberdeen Performance in 4. In fact, there is a swimmer in lane 2. She was hiding from me. It's Ellen Bagley, the City of Oxford. Saskia Wade goes in 5, City of Glasgow. And Hutchison of Edinburgh University in 6. Natalie Coogan's, University of Stirling in 7. May McDonough of Borough Stockton in 8. And the juniors here, Ellen, Sophie, Saskia and Faye. So 1:15 or thereabouts certainly comfortably get them into the junior final. The others have to get down into the 1:12 territory. Good start in lane 3 from Bridget Le Mesurier. Looks like she's going to be first to turn fairly comfortably. 34.05, and that is faster than anything we've seen. The East Lothian swimmer, the final winner in our national championships last summer and winner in the Scottish summer meet. And she is trying to maintain that pace down the second length, with now Saskia Wade moving up and also Natalie Coogan's in lane 7. So these two, along with Bridget, who's still just got the advantage in lane 3. Natalie Coogan's the one that's closest to her as they come into the wall, but Bridget holds on to take it in 1:14.44, just a tenth away from her entry time. Solid swim from her. Second place, Natalie Coogan's 1:15.02, and Saskia Wade in third, 1:15.9 for her. 200 IM is our final event of the afternoon session. But don't worry, we've got plenty heats, 7 for you. 3 go in heat number 1. This is another one which will be very interesting in tonight's finals. We had a dead heat this morning between Duncan Scott and Tom Dean, both on 2:04.54. So they will be doing battle in the centre lanes tonight. We've got the likes of James McFadden and Mark Sharanek in there as well. Got 3 swimmers going in this first heat. 2 para-swimmers. Gavin Roberts in 3 is one of them. S14 swimmer, and Ollie Carter in lane 5, the SM10 swimmer, and they are either side of Warrender's Gabriel Quinn. 29.48. And it is Gabriel and Ollie. Ollie, pretty strong backstroker, so he'll be looking to push on hard in this section of the race. Enter time for him 2:26. Senior Silver Squad member, but it's just behind Gabriel as they go through 109 dead. Only 100th, in fact, between them there at that split, but into breaststroke, and it looks like Gabriel has the advantage here. Starting to move away. He's up by a body length now, and that lead is building as this breaststroke progresses. Around about 3 metre advantage now for Gabriel. So up to the 150, he turns 152.37. Certainly set himself up now for clear win. Ollie Carter will try and get back towards him in the freestyle. Really working hard there in lane 5, but he's not going to catch Gabriel. 15 metres to go for him. The gap is closing, but Ollie is going to run out of pool, and here comes Gabriel to take the win in 2:26.45. Ollie 2:28 behind him, and then Gavin completing his race. Six swimmers go in heat number 2. James Cummings-Candle of Portsmouth North Sea in 2. Finn Bremner of Warrender in 3. Louis Lawler, the SM14 para swimmer in lane 4. Finlay Wallace of St Thomas in 5. Matthew Brown of Aberdeen Performance in 6. And Ethan Brown of St Thomas in 7. Each time's here 2:19 up to 2:23. Louis Lawler in lane 4. Was 4th in the British Summer Championships in the multi-classification event in this one. And he has the early lead, 29.01. 4/10 faster than the first heat for the fly, but now in the backstroke. It's like lane 2, James Cummings-Candle. And lane 6, Matthew Brown making some ground. I think Louis will still have the lead though. Backstroke was right up there in his list of strengths. touch is 1:04.67, much faster than the first heat, over 4 seconds. And a good transition into breaststroke there. Still James, though, is not far back. Maybe a metre and a half. Now moving up into third place, Matthew Brown in lane 6. Ahead of Finn and Finley. Up to the 150 turn. Louis 146.30. So down the final length. And Louis certainly looks to be well in charge here, showing some really nice form. Of course, looking for a big year, Louis. He's into a little bit of doubt as to what's going to happen this year, but he's certainly looking to get on the plane to Tokyo for the Paras. 2:17.83. And that is a new Scottish SM14 para record for Louis. Very nicely done. 2:17.83. Have you checked the British record? It should be on that screen as well. It's minimized somewhere. It'd be a PDF file. Yep. I don't think it will be. So some cracking swims there, but very well done to Louis. Just improves that Scottish record by over a second, nearly a second and a half. So great stuff there. Move on to heat number 3. Connor Morrison, opening performance in lane 1. Owen Ray of Warrender in 2. Ryan Robertson, City of Glasgow in 3. Mark Innes in lane 4 for Warrender. Tom Ward of Borough Stockton in 5. Felix Hale of Inverleith in 6. Jason English of Warrender in 7. Jack Milne, another SM14 para swimmer, goes to Dundee City Aquatics in lane 8. .28.39. Mark Innes rather, turning there in the lead. Tom Ward is in the mix as well. So these two in the centre lanes, leading the way from Felix Hale in 6, Jack Milne in 8. Very little to choose between them, just 700ths as they turn to breaststroke. Mark Innes just with the touch, 1:05.55. Now keep an eye on Jack Milne, going well, that SM14 record just set. Whether Jack Milne can get anywhere close to that time. But it's the Warrender swimmer in lane 4, Mark Innes, who very much has the advantage here. Good strong breaststroke from him, but also from Jack Milne in lane 8. Just looking at his split, Jack, so he was a couple of seconds behind Louis Lawler's time, so I think Louis' record probably remains safe. And this is a good swim from Jack in second spot in lane 8, up at the top of the screen. It's going to be Mark, I think, in lane 4. Mark Innes will bring this one home. And he comes in 2:18.69. Second with a strong finish, Tom Ward of the Borough of Stockton. 2:21.04 for him, just 500ths ahead of Jason English, with Jack Milne very close as well. And we move on to heat number 4. line-up here. Liam Eccleston of Dumfries in 1, Toby Laguda of Ellesmere College in 2, Carl Barrett of Aberdeen Performance in 3, Arthur Llewellyn of Borough Stockton in 4, Ethan Horn of Rutherglen in 5, and then 3 City of Oxford swimmers, Logan Bryan in 6, George Rudd in 7, Maximilian Bolcato in 8. That's Maximilian in lane 8, who's really setting off at pace with George Rudd beside him. So an Oxford show from the outside lanes there at the top of your screen early on. 28.39 is an identical split to previous heat for the first 50. Maximilian leads the way, entered 2:17, 2:17.75 to be precise. And still it's these two Oxford men leading away. Maximilian now about a metre and a half ahead of George. So we come up to turn at halfway. 1:04.20. Now 1.3 faster than the previous heat. And about half a second faster than Louis Lawler's split from 2 heats ago. And George Rudd looks to be the stronger of the Oxford boys in the breaststroke, and also moving up is the third Oxford man, Logan Bryan, in breaststroke. So it's very much an Oxford show here in lane 6, 7 and 8, with George Rudd now trying to just pull up a big enough lead to take into the freestyle to see off his teammates. Best of the rest in lane 4 is Arthur Llewellyn from Stockton. But with 50 to go, it's 1:43.69. George Rudd about a body length up. Now it's Logan Bryan into second place. Still the Oxford swimmers occupying the top 3 spots ahead of Arthur Llewellyn. And George Rudd, I think, is the one who is going to bring it in. Pushing hard to try and catch him, though, is Logan Bryan. It's just close at the end, but George just held on. 2:15.75 against 2:15.94, and Maximilian does make it a City of Oxford 1-2-3. Hats off to the Oxford men there, and some good improvements on their entry times as well. 2:15.75 for George against an entry time 2:17.41, and the others also going well. Logan has a good PB as well. And we've seen the lineup there for heat number 5. Miles laps for the City of Glasgow in 1. William Baines of Borough Stockton in 2. Matthew Cairns of Newcastle Swim Team in 3. Marcus Scullion of Portsmouth North Sea in 4. Ryan Zhao of Newcastle in 5. Cameron Allison of Dumfries in 6. Jacob Papple of Borough Stockton in 7. And Alex Rosser Barnett of Ellesmere College in 8. Pretty close at the turn. And it's lane 2, William Baines just with it, 28.64. About 3/10 back on the split from the previous heat. Right there with him. Matthew Cairns in 3. Ryan Zhao in 5. Maybe Ryan just moving into the lead. Again, we're seeing good swims from the far side. Jacob Papple, Alex Rosser Barnett side by side. They're not far away, but still it is lane 3. Matthew Cairns, 02.99. That's a really good backstroke. So they were 3/10 back on the previous heat, and they're now about 1.2 faster. To play for on the breaststroke. Moving up very nicely is in lane 5, Ryan Zhao. He's right there with William Baines now. These two maybe just getting away from the others. Keep your eye on Alex Rosser Barnett up in lane 8. He's having a good breaststroke. He's going to get the touch here. It's going to be fairly close. I think it's Ryan. It is. 1:42.73. About a second faster than the previous heat. Again, all these swimmers juniors, and So they're looking to set a good time. Quite a few juniors to come in the next two heats. But Ryan will set the standard for them. He's going to lead this one in. Time of 2:13.93. Second inside his entry time. Just like coming up to Scotland, did his entry time up in Tollcross, the Glasgow International last May. So proves that here in Edinburgh by a second. William Baines takes second. Alex Rosser-Barnett was third. Just two more heats to go this afternoon. Just holding them back a little bit in this penultimate heat. But they take to the blocks now. Get yourself set. And away they go with Joseph Martin of Newcastle in 1, Conor Massey of City of Glasgow in 2, Stefanos Volumas of University of Stirling in 3, Kenji McDade of City of Oxford in 4, Jake Kirkham of First in 5, Thomas Coates of West Lothian in 6, Graham Baird of Scotia in 7, and Samuel Chittleborough of Warrender in lane 8. 27.90. Split at the 50. So really solid start from Thomas Coates. Backstroke, probably his best stroke, I would think. So West Lothian swimmer looking to take full advantage there, and that's exactly what he's doing. Showing some very nice form here. Winner in the Scottish Summer Meet here last year. Turns 1:01.17. That's about a second and 3/4 faster than the previous heat. So he's now looking to book a second swim tonight. Saw a 2:14 this morning from George Smith. That's the fastest, or was the fastest before Ryan Zhao, just slightly faster than that. 2:13.93 in that last heat. That's excluding the juniors who booked themselves a spot in the B final. And still Thomas Coates, although he's coming under a bit more pressure now. Quite a lot of pressure from lane 4, Kenji McDade. He is closed up considerably in the breaststroke leg. We'll see who's got the stronger freestyle now. Also going very well, Joseph Martin in 1, and beside him Conor Massey in lane 2. But I don't think they're going to catch the front runners. Thomas Coates with the advantage, and it looks like he is rebuilding that now in the freestyle. Entry time 2:13.61. He's going to be around that mark, just inside it, 2:13.37. So he is certainly looking good for a swim in the junior final with that. In fact, I think that's pretty much guaranteed for him. Kenji McDade, good chance he'll be there as well. 2:14.02. Currently sitting third fastest in the juniors. With 5 to go, so if my maths is right, that means he will be in. Unless one of the seniors knocks a junior out of the B final, but I think that's unlikely to happen. So just the one more race to go. Empty lane here in lane 2. So 7 will compete here. We unfortunately have swimmers deciding they couldn't make the trip from various overseas locations, particularly Denmark and the Faroes. Also a number of Spaniards and Czechs. But the final 7 swimmers to go this afternoon: Rhys Ormond Cunningham of Loughborough University in 1, Craig Greenock of City of Glasgow in 3, Greg Fairbairn of Bellshill in 4, Miles Turner of West Suffolk in 5, Robbie Hemmings of Poole in 6, Andrew Arthur of Aberdeen in 7, Alfie Scott of Newcastle in 8. So the juniors here are Greg, Robbie, Andrew and Alfie. In fact, just 4 of them. The empty lane was to have been a junior. who start in lane 1. Rhys Ullman Cunningham, he's one of the seniors going here. And on the other side, there's plenty of action. Miles in 5, Robbie in 6, Alfie in 8. Just Rhys turning first, 1:01.22, pretty much the same split as the previous heat we saw from Thomas Coates. Just 500ths away from that. Into breaststroke. And it is Rhys holding that advantage, although Miles Turner, finest in British universities, did a 2:09 in Sheffield last month, and he's having a really nice breaststroke here. Finest as well in the New England Summer Meet last year. Is he going to get the touch? Yes, he is. 1:39.37. They're now 2.5 seconds faster than the previous heat, and Miles, you'd have to get down to a 2:10.5 to get a second swim. That's, well, just about on, maybe. Let's see if he can do it. Rhys as well. Both of these swimmers are seniors, and there's not too much between them here as they come under the flag. Still, I think it is Miles in lane 5. Oh, it's so close. 2:10.13 and 2:10. Let's see, what is it? 2:10.13 for Rhys, 2:10.23 for Miles. So looking at that, I think that Rhys gets there. Oh, very well done to him. Miles will just miss out by a fraction. So that was really good from them. And Robbie Hemmings, the leading junior in that group, 2:13.47. That was just a 10th slower than we saw from Thomas Coates. So good way to finish there with a cracking swim from Rhys and Miles. And Rhys gets the benefit of a second swim there. Well, of course, we need to confirm that. We'll do that shortly, but that wraps things up now. So we are just about done for the afternoon. Our first race goes at 4 o'clock this afternoon, so got a little bit of time to relax, get an afternoon snack, and then we hope to see you back in about an hour and a half's time. But for now, from the Royal Commonwealth Pool, I'm Duncan McKinnell. I wish you a very pleasant afternoon.